Hey guys, Winds here with the WindzRipper build that I've been playing after my Winter Orb MF. So this is also a pure MF build, but this time I'm using Scourge Arrow instead of Tornado Shot. And I've been doing like T15 towers and T16 burial chambers just for fun. Luckily we did get some good drops, but the build is strong enough to do T16 syndicates and bosses, and Winter Orb was not as strong. At least with full MF it wasn't as strong. So that's the reason why I chose to reroll or respect this guy into that. So we're gonna just hop into a map. It's gonna be a burial chamber with 4 sextons with Alva and Abyss. So I'm gonna be doing those. The domination there. And I'm gonna take out my Headhunter for Viscous Belt, just to show how the clear speed looks. So first thing first, the helmet jet is pretty important, and it is on Devotos. It cost me 6 exals when I made this. I think they cost like 8 exals now, but still a lot cheaper than Tornado Shot, right? So what this allows me to do basically is it creates an additional pod whenever I let go, despite the stages I'm on. Like, if I have 1 stage or 2 stage, doesn't matter. I gain an extra pod. So it helps a lot with clear speed. Helps a lot with single target too. Where's the guy? There he is. As you can see, the single target is not that terrible. And ooh, that morph, so I lagged out there, I guess. Alright, there we go. Another elbow, how great. I mean, you still are squishy, right? You are in full MF gear, you only have like 4,000 life. So, and all you have is Valdis, or Val Grace, and what's that one called? Acrobatics. So it is still more, you know, you still are glitchy, but you have a lot of mobilities. I have focus for Ball Pack on my amulet, and I have a War Banner for Onslaught, not Onslaught, Adrenaline buff. And it helps with accuracy too. But the build, the difference between a Scourge Arrow and Tornado Shot is not that different. Scourge Arrow has a lot more DPS, so you don't need to like maybe get Soul Raker and use the Jewel combo to get a lot more DPS to kill monsters still. But it comes at a cost where the clear might not be super fast. Like, I think like if I were to do a T3 map, let's say the old burial chamber T3, and speed farm that versus Tornado Shot with Rigwolds and Chain, I'm pretty sure TS will win hands down. But when you do a T16 map when monsters are a bit more tankier and you don't one shot, at least not solo, maybe with an Orba you might, but a solo, I feel like the gap between the two for clear speed is not that bad, while maintaining a stronger single target in my opinion. And then lastly, Scourge Arrow, also one of the weaknesses for Scourge Arrow in my opinion is inside indoor maps or incursions, or what's it called? Like the narrow hallways. When the arrow hits a wall, yes, you don't get a paw, it disappears fully. It's very frustrating at times. So you need to make sure the layout you're doing is not that bad. Like for example, Arcade would be a terrible idea with Scourge Arrow. Tornado Shot is really good in Arcade, but like Scourge Arrow is not that good. So you want to make sure mind the location you're doing. And you could probably tell from my mapping right now that I'm not charging full. Except for bosses. Because usually, you know, 1 to 2 stages are enough for white monsters. Because like I said, the helmet gen creates additional pod. So if I do 1 charge stack, I normally it's 1 pod only. But the helmet gen gives me another pod that basically gives me 2 pods instead of 1 pod. That's 100% more than DPS. for a quick tap, you know, and that's usually more than enough for a clear speed. Second of all, actually, now I think about it, Scourge Arrow does not fork and does not chain. Like, I tried so many ways to see if it could chain or fork, and from my testing conclusions, it does not chain or it does not fork despite rig loads or chain jam or fork jam, no matter what. It always pierces. Always. The first one pierces, the second one always pierces also. The spore pods pierce, and the initial one pierces also. I'll just take off crypt. Okay, so what's really important in my opinion for Scourge Arrow is the see, it's all leader boss T16. Not terrible, clear DPS. Alright, so what I was talking about earlier was that the pods, the prod speed affects how far they travel from where they explode. So if I have slow projectiles, for example, which I think I do, hope I do, showcase this, yeah. If I put slow projectile here, you can see that it only expanded to like around here, right? So every monster from here to here will be pierced. Therefore, if you get faster projectiles or just no slow proj, like Rigwall, I think has slow proj. Like I don't have any proj speed here. I have proj speed here and proj speed from here. But as you can see, it travels pretty much the whole screen, right? So that means every monster will be, the whole screen will be pierced. The more proj speed you have, the more it pierces, the more clear speed you get. So the way I scale this is through the helmet enchant and proj speed. So like I said here, you can see that's one pod or two pods. If I do fast tab, you know, it's only one pod, right? But without the helmet enchant, no pod. So like you could imagine how frustrating that could be when you just like mapping, you just like lightly tap around like how I do. You get no pods. Like that's really bad. So the helmet enchant is basically what enables this, in my opinion. You don't need the Devotos, a rare costs a bit cheaper, and obviously you don't have to play Scourge Arrow if you don't want to, but this is a Scourge Arrow build, so we're gonna assume you first need the helmet enchant to like properly MF. Not MF, but high tier. You don't need it for high tier, you could just hold a bit longer, you know. So it's just a huge quality of life and huge damage multiplier. The remaining gear is a WindzRipper, Queen of Forest. Yes, this got nerfed. Yes, this got nerfed. WindzRipper honestly feels fine. The movement speed, they get nerfed, but it still feels fine. Like I think I have around 270 plus, full buff with Grace on and Flask on in POB. Probably in the past you could probably get 300 plus easily. So you lose around like 30 more, or you probably lose more actually, like or more, like 60 ms or more. But it's still pretty fast. So I think like I was like this. Like it's okay. Alright, and then I have a quantity amulet with Volpack. Volpack is just because I just want to, you know, not die. Leech more. You could put rest. You could put PS. I have a really nice quiver. This is not really needed. Only thing you need is a +1 arrow, and you can multi-mod it. Put life, put AdWas, crit chance, attack speed, and that's it. But I got pretty lucky with my upper eagles. You can see here. Devoto, to talk about that. Without Devoto, you go start Conjas, rares, doesn't really matter. Probably want life res here if it's rare, so it helps with res. And then if you have a lot of res, you could probably go double Pariah. Luckily this league Pariah is really cheap because Vorichi research gives you a socket without corrupting it, so it's pretty nice. So because I need some res, I grab Aventors here and a Pariah here. Perfect Goldworm with Leech. You don't need a Leech enchant. The best enchant would probably be like Penetration if you're boss killing, or kill recently ones, or 10% movement speed for quick, you know, to run fast. This one is just a quantity the Dimas. I got a luxurious enchant or implicit with attack speed. Correct, chance. But you could get like early weakness on hit. That's also really good too. But if you do that, you can't get ass mark on hit with Hell Device. But I'll put this whole POB on the video guide, and the build is Biscos, Dying Sun, Jade Flask, and Stemknife Flask are needed for capping to get the 45,000 mark. But they hit the 1k now, yep. And then Alchemist of Adrenaline. And then onto my tree. So as you see, my tree might be slightly different from standard WindzRipper Tornado Shot builds. I think they go Soul Raker with Line Eye Fall just to get more DPS. But I feel like it's not really needed for solo play. And if you have Aura Bot, then it's easy. And you can see me going this way. Usually I don't think they go this way. It's because resistance allows me to grab a pariah and more life. So like I could grab a more life than so not as squishy to the T15s and 16s. Prod speed, like I said, I went here instead of here for the int, so I could level up int gems. That's why I got this too, to level up int gems. Sadly, this build lacks intelligence, so here's another int. I'm using a Watcher's Eye that gives me Grace, movement speed. The Purity of Fire, Purity of Elements is not enabled, at least not solo. And then I grabbed the Frenzy Charges here because my links are gonna have Ice Bite in them. So one thing about Scourge Arrow is that you don't need GMP, so I could have Ice Bite, add a Cold, Hypothermia, and Mirage Archer, and add was. The good thing about this Hypothermia is that yes, we lost crit chance, so we might not be shattering as much, but Hypothermia and Ice Bite have chance to freeze. So even though you don't crit, maybe you have a chance to freeze, and you also have 5% each here chance to freeze. So I have a pretty good amount of chance to freeze here. Is there a way to check it? I have like 25 chance to freeze. Alright. Yeah. Anyways. And then my jewels are pretty mediocre. Life, flat damage, res. This one is life, flat damage, res. And life, flat damage killed recently. You could definitely grab Mind Drinker 3 points and to inspire learning. And here 1, 2, 3, 4 already enabled another inspired learning. And I haven't turned if you want to go like zoom speed, but without beyond, it kind of feels mediocre in my opinion. I just went for more life and res option. And Adder link is just basically just single target. This is a single target link, just add damage, damage of full life, and this is my AoE. The Mirage Archer will, always charge a 5 before they release, so it's really powerful. On top of so like it charges 5 for single target, and then I also do my single target, links. So my Mirage Archer is charging here, and I charge here, so like bosses get like million force out of them. And I think that is it for the build guide. I post the POB like I said in the build description. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys next time.